That overwhelming, undeniable spark you feel on a first date, the racing heart, the shortness of breath, is rarely a sign of destiny. Most of the time, your nervous system is just experiencing severe anxiety. We consciously state that we want kind, stable partners. We write lists prioritizing emotional availability. And then we ignore those lists, swiping past the safe options because they feel boring, while locking directly onto glaring red flags. Attraction is a sequence of evolutionary overrides, neurochemical hacks, and psychological traps. Until you understand the microscopic and biological forces operating under the hood, your nervous system will continuously trick you into choosing the exact wrong people. We inherited our baseline preferences from ancestral environments. Charles Darwin first called this sexual selection, the evolution of traits that don't help an organism survive, but simply give them an aesthetic advantage in finding a mate. Today, that ancestral blueprint translates directly into your literal neurochemistry. When you become infatuated, your serotonin levels drop so severely that your brain chemistry mimics obsessive-compulsive disorder. Research published in 2025 identifies the gut microbiome as a regulator of this romantic neurochemistry. The symbiotic bacteria in your digestive tract synthesize the vast majority of the body's serotonin and directly modulate testosterone levels. Bacterial byproducts in your gut stimulate specific enterochromaffin cells. They trigger chemical signals that shoot up the vagus nerve to your brain, translating microbial activity into your literal gut feeling. When those signals hit your brain's reward center, they modulate your romantic craving, triggering an explosion of dopamine. These microbes depend entirely on physical intimacy, such as kissing, frequent skin contact, and shared cohabitation, to spread between hosts. By flooding the brain with reward signals during attraction, the microbiome essentially grooms you for the social contact required for its own propagation. The human brain fundamentally operates as an energy-conserving prediction machine. It conflates patterns that are easy to process with safety and desirability. Psychologists call this the familiarity trap. If your childhood environment was chaotic or emotionally unavailable, your developing nervous system coded that dysregulation as home. As an adult, you are biologically pulled toward chaotic partners because the instability feels predictable. These fMRI scans visualize another powerful bias, neural similarity. It shows that we are deeply drawn to people whose brains process, attend to, and emotionally respond to the world using the exact same algorithms as our own. Biological vetting continues even after you pick a partner. Your body relies on an invisible post-copulatory veto called cryptic female choice. The female reproductive tract acts as an autonomous cellular gatekeeper. If it detects sperm from males with similar genetics, it initiates a hostile immune response, dropping its pH to attack and reject the cells. You might choose a partner for their personality, but your brain's processing algorithms and your cellular biology are fighting conflicting battles over who you should actually mate with. Our biology evolved for slow, proximity-based matching, but modern dating apps gamify this process, weaponizing our dopamine systems through hypervisual, continuous swiping. In the real world, toxic individuals exploit this same dopamine pathway. They initiate relationships with love bombing, an intense campaign of manufactured vulnerability and affection that bypasses your cognitive defenses. Once your defenses are down, they utilize the core psychological trap of toxic relationships, intermittent reinforcement. The psychologist B.S. Skinner proved that behavior is most easily controlled by unpredictable, random rewards. This graph maps the dynamic. Long periods of coldness and neglect elevate stress hormones. Then, random, unpredictable bursts of affection trigger explosive spikes in dopamine. You become addicted to the neurochemical roller coaster itself. You misinterpret severe anxiety as passionate chemistry, creating a trauma bond. Breaking the cycle requires realizing that healthy love will not trigger a chaotic cortisol spike. Because it lacks that unpredictable danger, a secure partner will initially feel boring to a dysregulated nervous system. That intense spark you keep desperately chasing is often just childhood trauma and intermittent reinforcement manipulating your biology. Once you understand the glitch, you can stop riding the roller coaster and choose the quiet safety of a secure partner.